Indya Stephens, and today I will be presenting my academic research project question, which is how can the effects of stress on brain development in teenagers be depicted through visual art?
The prefrontal cortex is where all your memory and learning information is stored, and also where all your cognitive centers are, and is responsible for information being processed. Not only that, but the prefrontal cortex is cut into two sides, the left and the right side. The left side of the prefrontal cortex focuses on more positive goals and emotions, while the right side is the opposite and focuses on more negative emotions. Also, the left side hosts more dopamine receptors related to motivation and reward. The right side hosts more norepinephrine activity related to anxiety. Another factor in brain development is the amygdala, which is also part of the process of brain development because it associates with other parts of the brain. The amygdala is important because it controls emotion and impulses. It is located in the temporal lobe of the brain and responds to anxiety and fear. When the amygdala is overstressed, it cannot pass new sensory information through in order to access the memory, and this information from the amygdala neural pathways is reduced and is unable to get to the prefrontal cortex where all the cognitive centers are and information is processed. When the brain is under too much stress, that not only decreases the prefrontal cortex, it increases the amygdala, and that makes the brain more receptive to stress. Although cortisol helps the body, it can also harm the body. When the body is under a lot of stress, it produces more cortisol than it can release. High levels of cortisol can result in the incapability of the brain being able to function properly.
So for my product, I decided to create a zine, which is short for magazine. And the name of the zine is called Why Are You Stressed? And on the cover, you will see little text bubbles with sayings from students that I have heard that have experienced stress, and also from myself being a teenager in high school experiencing stress. And throughout the zine, you can go through and see all the information I have shared in this presentation has been added to the zine.
Decided to connect my art portfolio with my academic research question because this is an important topic for me because I am personally affected by stress and the effects of it. And I don't think teenagers understand the damage that their brain could be in for their adult years. And I want to mainly raise awareness about academic stress and how serious it is for teenagers, especially because we don't see what is happening on the inside of our bodies and how bad the stress is damaging our brains. Therefore, I think students could connect more with this because my art is focused around teenagers. So I've composed 5 art pieces to depict what I feel stress is in the brain, to show how it's affecting them so that they can visually see the effects of it. I decided to incorporate phrases and emojis to show students reactions to stress, and also I've incorporated information about the difference in how males and females respond to stress because they do respond differently. And I would like to end by saying that students don't have to go through stress. There are ways to deal with it, and I will be talking about that in my next slide. Some ways students can deal with stress is by being active, taking breaks when doing homework so that you're not overstressing yourself to the point where you're affecting your brain development. Breathe. Meditation is a great way to deal with stress. Hang out with friends. Talk to them so you can motivate yourself to finish the work. Get out. Don't just sit inside and cry about your assignments. You should do more to uplift yourself and use these dopamine boosters to make yourself active so that you're not overstressing yourself to the point where you are affecting your brain development.